Looked like he's going to force a shot up between 2 or 3 defenders. Beautiful find.
Turnover right off the bat for the Wizards. Castle with the punch. Welcome home. It was 31% from 3 last year, 35 this year. Nice dish. Cornet all alone. Devon's passing it nicely.
Yes, he is.
Fox fakes the 3 right back to Castle. Screen from Cornet. Right to the rim. Cornet! Timeout Washington. 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. Harper tried to dunk it. Doesn't matter, it falls. Out there together right now. And Cornet all over Bagley. Got him right back. Lost the handle. Vic has some space. No look over to Cornet. And he finishes.
He ends up lobbing it.
Who played 6 minutes in that first half. Vassell counted in a foul right off the inbounds play.
Running sweeper off the glass.
Barnes, no! Seifu! Victor! It's a mammoth of a monitor, I'll tell you that much.
Yes, it is. Works when it wants to.
Wemby, oh my goodness! Spun through a double team! Home for tonight, yesterday, and back on the road. Back to the airport. Castle, beautiful crossover off glass. 10-0 Spurs run.
The very next evening.
San Antonio by 3. They rush defenders at Fox. Spurs swinging. Castle against Daniels, 2 of the better defenders. And Cornet comes down with the dunk.
There you go, Luke.
Fox waits, passes off. Castle. Yes! And the 3s are going down for the Spurs. That's 4 of 8. Timeout Atlanta. League.
Oh, don't give him that, Victor.
Wemby, the crossover, lost it. Castle got it back, puts it up, fouled, and one.
Nights like tonight is exactly why I like stress-free games as a Spurs fan. Now, before I go over the teller of 2 tales of tonight and last night's game, there's one point I was going to get to in the last Spurs game review that I wasn't able to get to, and it was for the NBA Cup game. Sorry, I just got through eating a snack, so I'm trying to shake it off. But you know what part of what lost us the NBA Cup, even though I really don't give a shit. Even if we would have won it, I would have been happy and celebrating, but I wouldn't have obnoxiously flexed on it like it's the Larry O'Brien trophy. That's what you should obnoxiously flex on, not some meaningless in-season NBA Cup championship. But it would have been nice to have some hardware back in Antonio if it was minor, but we're just going to get the one that matters more in June. But the fact that, Julian Champagnie made a 3-pointer clean as a whistle, and, fair and square, and the fact that, they took that shit away from us because of the fact that the refs got a call wrong, and Mitch Johnson got teed up, and then when they realized, yeah, we fucked up, the coach is right. And I agree with Stan Van Gundy. If the coach is right, but then the officials think otherwise at first before reviewing it, saying, yeah, you're right. And not just for our coach, but any coach, they should rescind the technical. And if there's someone made a basket as a result of the on the team that got where whose coach got the tag that was not deserved, then yeah, got the fucking basket. So that's what they should have done is, rescind Mitch's technical and then give Julian the 3-point basket. I don't know what's more bullshit. Mitch's technical that wasn't deserved. I guess that's lesser of 2 evils, but the fact that they didn't count Julian's 3-pointers bullshit. That was basically one of the crucial factors why we lost, along with the fact that we had a fourth quarter meltdown. We couldn't get a defensive rebound for life depended on it, and the fact that nothing was going in the basket. But that's the points I forgot to bring up in the last Spurs game review. I did the instant reaction. But anyway, so yeah, moving on. Let's talk about the Spurs games from the last 2 nights. So first off, the first game back to normal regular season play against the Washington Wizards. So therefore, the Wizards have been ass all year, one of the worst teams in the NBA this year. So we dismantled them very, very easily. No problem. So, therefore, Wemby came off the bench again and under a minutes restriction. So, I don't know how long this is going to go on. Eventually, it's going to come to an end where he's going to be off the minutes restriction and back in the starting lineup like normal. And before you know it, we'll be back to 110% normalcy, where, of course, we're back to 100% with everybody healthy. But the full 110% will be when Wemby is back in the starting lineup and off the minutes restriction. And I know Mitch is doing this for Vic's own good. That way, they don't re-injure him, especially so quickly after he just came back from missing a long time. Keep in mind, he only has 6 games, the 6 games he can use as a mulligan to miss to still be eligible for end of season awards. Because if he misses at least 7 or more games, then he's ineligible for defensive player of the year and stuff like that. So we gotta keep our fingers crossed that he remains injury free for the balance of the season. So therefore, be careful, Wemby. But, we'll get, when we go over the second game, which I really didn't see much of. I saw the first half and the most of the fourth quarter, but, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But, Wemby, even in a minutes restriction off the bench, is still putting up big numbers. Like, he's still in the starting lineup and the minutes restriction isn't there. I mean, the Spurs put on an absolute clinic. It was, champagne on champagne violence. The twin brothers, Jules and Justin. Jules beat Justin again, just like last year where, I think it was on the Crack Doom, Dave Allen Baker's birthday. So, therefore, yeah, Jules is better than Justin, only because Jules plays on a better team. I mean, the only reason why we sucked for 6 years because he that shall not be named and Uncle Dennis, BX to their bullshit, and their little debacle that shouldn't have happened here in San Antonio, set us back 6 years. So we have some catching up to do, but at least we're winning now, and that's all that matters. I know there's a lot of players on this team like Keldon and Julian and whatnot, and Vassell and others that got tired of losing on this, and Sohan that got tired of losing, but now they don't have to worry about thinking to go elsewhere. That way they could contend because the Spurs quickly righted the ship. So let's hope we can keep it going next year and beyond when we get to my 30th anniversary as a fan. But Vic put on a clinic even off the bench with the minutes restriction, and Castle and Harper. Oh my goodness, Harper with the new career high. He literally tore that shit up like Terry Labonte last night with a career high Jeff Gordon 24 points or Devin Vassell 24. I fucking love this man, and even though I will not be seeing Jacob and Sean in Detroit against the Pistons on February 23rd, I hope I get to see Harper. That way we can add his picture right there underneath Jones Garcia, and I want to put like a current Spurs player's jersey right under Ovesiete and with my homeboy Kalimba and his 6 amigos. So therefore, yeah, and look at that, my first Tim Duncan jersey is right there. So I decided that me and Emily are not going to have a kid for a long ass time, so let's hang up like the jerseys I had as a kid that I'm going to one day eventually give to my sons on the wall for display until we're ready to have a son. So therefore, yeah, so good shit on the Spurs for beating Washington last night. It was pretty easy. It was a piece of cake, and it was teammate on teammate crime with Wemby accidentally dunking on Castle when he went for the putback dunk. So, yeah. So let's talk about the one that just happened tonight, the one against the Hawks. Isn't it crazy how Wembanyama has had 100 consecutive games with at least 1 block? He needs Kyle Petty 45 more to tie Patrick Ewing, and then Frank Kimmel 46 more to pass him. So I believe he could do it, but the only thing that's stopping him is if he goes into any of these next upcoming games and he doesn't record a singular like Robbie Gordon block. Like if he goes a game without a block, then the streak is over and that record's not going to be broken for a long ass time. But I have faith that Vic can do it. He's too good of a player not to the point where if he could lead the Spurs into the playoffs and at least 1 championship, 1 finals MVP, then he'll become a great player, one of the best to touch the basketball as long as he stays healthy. But he put on another clinic tonight off the bench, like with the minutes under minutes restriction. Like the minutes restriction is not even there. Along with if like he's still in the starting lineup, but maybe the minutes restriction will be lifted and he'll be back in the starting lineup. Combined, a combination of the minutes restriction being lifted and him getting put back in the starting lineup, and Cornette come back to coming off the bench will start in the nation's capital on Sunday. Only time will tell. You just never know what's going to happen next. So therefore, yeah, it was a stress-free game. It was like really all Spurs flag to flag. It was no stress, no third quarter blues, even though I really can't talk about much of the third quarter because I missed most of it from helping my mom with the groceries. The first half was I mean, the Hawks did show a little bit of fight, but Wizards showed more yesterday, but the Hawks showed a little bit of it to start that third quarter. But the moment I left to take care of the groceries, that's when, I hope I'm not getting sick. That's when, the Spurs went on the run and decided to pull away and put the shit away. So I really can't talk about the third quarter much. I did leave the house at halftime to surprise Justin Rogerson, the Jerry Springer man, for his birthday, but he and his family were all at dinner. So happiest of birthdays to the Christmas, the Christmas guy, Justin Dana Rogerson, owner of the Christmas Brothers, known as the Jerry Springer man. I hope you had a great day, buddy. I mean, I hope I will get to see you sometime within the next 2 days before Christmas for your in-person Christmas visit. In-person birthday visit, I'm sorry. And also, technically, today is Cole Brian Allison, my other neighbor, another Sandy Ridge Legends birthday, so happiest of birthdays to him. So I will hopefully, hopefully catch you also within the next few days before Christmas Day. Usually December 19th, 20th, around that time period is usually birthday season. Starts birthday season in Sandy Ridge for the winter months of the happiest place in Northeast Ohio, because we got another one after the Spurs game on January 31st, against the Hornets, Mamba Smith's team, the dude I met in Phoenix, not Charlotte, like I mistakenly said in the anniversary vlog with Emily. So my mistake there. It's Sammy Ulary, Avon turned 2 will be his Bobby Labonte 18th birthday, which is also Mallory James Mahoney's, Elliott Sadler 21st birthday. So that'll be a good day to celebrate, Sammy, Mallory, and watching the Spurs take on the Hornets in a Saturday afternoon matinee on Amazon Prime. So I know when I go to the Spurs Pistons in Detroit on February 23rd, no Jacob and Sean, but it will be on Peacock. And since Emily has Peacock, I will send her the information, like I said, so she could hopefully try to watch it and look for me in case I pop up on there. And maybe she could post about her watching it, cheering for her boyfriend's team, and looking for him on the Peacock broadcast. So there's a lot that could happen within these next few days, going into several weeks, going into next several months. A lot of things to look forward to as long as we can stay healthy and not get sick like I feel like I'm getting. So I need to take some cold medicine when I'm done recording this. So Spurs with 5 wins in a row. The Wizards was a piece of cake. The Hawks are not all terrible, but they're not great either. Trae Young just got back from, MCL sprain, I think it was, but they rested him tonight to avoid injuring himself even further on a second night of a back-to-back. So we don't play again until Sunday versus Jules' twin brother again, this time in his team's house at the Verizon Center. So that's going to be hopefully a fun one on Sunday night. So therefore, and then Monday, we don't play Monday, but me and Emily get to meet, Ben and Ben's other son and Jacob's brother, Elliot Doran, Monday when, Jacob's mom and Ben's wife, Kristen brings them in since Elliot's off on school for Christmas break next week. So shout out to Elliot Doran. Me and Emily, my girlfriend, look forward to meeting you on Monday. That was my last full day of work, and we're getting a new van driver on Monday. So, and today was completely 100% my fault, so I take full responsibility. Tuesday will be my last day of work, period, because my dad will be staying with me while my mom and grandfather are seeing my sister for a pre-Christmas celebration and visit before they have to come back on. Yeah, they come back to Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, my mom and grandfather will be on the road while my dad and I are going to get a haircut. That would be our Christmas Monte Carlo 400. And that'll be a video of its own. We'll eat. What we're gonna do is we're gonna shave the whiskers. We're gonna eat. And then we'll hopefully be able to go out and do our little traditional birthday visits. And then, no. Here's what we're going to do. We'll come home. We'll do our little Christmas break 25, 26, little dance as per tradition. We'll dance to say Happy Christmas break to us. We are done with work for the year. We'll see you in the new year. In this case, 2026. We're done in 2025. So we'll do that first, and then we'll eat, we'll shave, and then we'll do some birthday visits to Sandy Ridge, and then we'll call it a year of work in in 2025 before we start a new chapter come January 2026. I think January 5th or the 6th or something like that. So have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Good night, and I will see you all for the next video, whenever that may be. And as always, go Spurs, go. See you later, everyone. Go Spurs, go!
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.